Hello Capricorn, welcome to ArcanaUniverse. This is going to be a quick energy check-in reading. Let's get started. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. As a friendly reminder, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. We do have cross watchers, so roles can be reversed. But you will know if this is your story. So I see here some of you are kind of like connecting with a sibling, okay? A strong sibling energy coming through, or somebody you consider like a sibling. And there has been like, I'm getting lonesome, okay? You may have been feeling lonesome lately, just kind of like dealing with your work and like your finances. I don't really see that much like momentum. If anything, I see here that, you know, there was some sort of like realization, some sort of ending that had happened where it really kind of put things into perspective of who matters in your life, who's actually there for you, who's actually treating you right. And that's kind of like the truth that came through. And I see here that right now you're just kind of like focusing on your finances, and just like some of you are planning some sort of vacation or like going out of town, and like meeting up with people. I'm getting strong mother figure too. Like you may be kind of like coming together with a strong maternal energy or like family members. And yeah, this has been dying to come out since earlier, right? We saw it while we were shuffling. And I was like, is this card going to come back up? I was just like, you know, if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. But I see here that there's definitely some sort of ending that had happened where you felt crushed. I am getting some of you may have lost your job, or there's something going on. Like there's some sort of loss that had happened, okay? It could be romantic, or it could be like work or project related, but I just feel like there's some sort of loss that I'm feeling here, okay? If you know, my condolences to anybody if you have lost a loved one unexpectedly all of a sudden. Like, you know, my condolences to you at this time. But I just really strongly feel that there's some sort of like significant shift that has happened. And it was something that couldn't be avoided, okay? This was some sort of like timing, destiny, and it was meant to happen because there was some sort of illusion that I'm seeing here. There was some sort of like, some sort of like illusion, like illusion. You weren't ready to face it, is what I'm seeing here. And the universe kind of intervened and was just like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This may be something that you've been pushing. Some of you, I see here that you've been wanting, you weren't happy with a certain connection or a job, and you were even looking elsewhere. You were even thinking like, oh, maybe I should quit my job and work somewhere else, and like you could have been let go or something like that. It is one of those things that like you wanted it and you attracted it and it happened, and you didn't think it was going to happen in that way, but it did. And so and this could also be for like a romantic counterpart too, like somebody that you felt very strongly towards, but there was a lot of stagnant energy, and you were kind of like, oh, well, if this person doesn't want me and doesn't want to put in the effort, then I don't want him either. And then it's just like there was kind of like this like back and forth kind of energy where you're just like, you kind of manifested it in a sense, like, well, if like that split moment where you're just like, well, if they don't want me, then I don't want them, kind of thing. And it ended up being like, well, they didn't want you, so they were forced out of your life in a sense, because you realize that you just want to be with people that actually wants to be in your life and doesn't play games. And you just kind of felt like the message coming through is, there's plenty of fish out there. Okay, I think you were kind of like only focusing on the pond, like the people that you were surrounded with just in your neck of the woods. And you weren't really, that's why I get this feeling like you want to travel, you want to go out there, and because you kind of feel like perhaps the person that you're meant to be with is not within your vicinity. It's not the people you see every day. They're not where in your neck of the woods. Okay, what's the advice? I do sense a commitment coming, like you are going to get into a relationship. However, it's not something that's going to come in quickly. Okay, it's going to kind of come in slow and steady, and as much as you're like, oh, I want this fast, I want this now, but in the back of your mind, the reason why it hasn't happened yet is because you want something that can last the test of time. And so you're willing to start slow because you have this like thought in your mind where it's just like, oh, quickly they come in, quickly they come out. So you kind of have this like mindset that if you guys start out slow, then it may actually last, is kind of the message coming through. And so I just really see here that just focus on yourself, focus on what you want, and making sure that you have some sort of like stability in your life, because right now like work is priority and your focus at this time. And so when it comes to, romance, like the universe is going, the person that's meant for you is going to come, like regardless. But I think you already know it's not necessarily within your vicinity. You gotta kind of like put yourself out there and be willing to actually meet people, instead of just kind of like focusing on your work. So it's just kind of like you gotta put yourself in the position to meet new people. You can't just be like closed off and just focusing on your work. You have to kind of be vulnerable in a sense. And I do sense that some of you may have like work crushes and stuff like that, but I'm getting the word convenient. It's because they're conveniently there. Like, yes, of course, it'll be easier if you end up being in a relationship with somebody that you work with, that you see every day, and there's this like collaboration kind of energy. But at the same time, it's just like that's a small pond. Why just stick to a small pond when there's a whole sea? And so, I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I just feel like where you're currently at, you haven't been lucky, catching that great fish. I don't know why Spirit wants to use that analogy in a sense, but yeah, so that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.